Hello, welcome to pre-in-service TCTSY. Wherever you are in your day, this time is for you to think about, connect with yourself. Consider what might feel like support for you in this moment. You might begin by possibly doing a scan of your body, perhaps noticing the muscles in your forehead. Maybe the muscles of the jaw. Of your shoulders, your neck. And you might notice how it feels to be seated or lying down. You might notice the support from the floor in different places, perhaps under your feet or under your body. You're welcome to notice your own breath. There might be a feeling of air as it enters or exits your nose, or perhaps places where there might be expansion or contraction. It could be in the front body at the top or throughout the sides, left to right, front to back, perhaps in the back body. If you want, you're welcome to choose an intention. The intention can be for your practice. It could be something encouragement or a guiding word, anything that's on your heart or your mind. It could be a thought that goes out to a specific person. Really, it can be anything that will remind you to bring yourself back to yourself, to this moment, if your mind wanders. So you're welcome to focus or repeat that intention a few times in this moment, perhaps for 2 breaths. Maybe 1 more. You're always welcome to practice your own way. It might be that you're lying down, practicing without movement. I want to emphasize that there's no better or worse way to practice TCTSY. It really depends on what you need, what you want. So if you do want to add some movement, one way you might begin would be movement of the neck. You might begin with moving your chin in a semicircle from left to right, perhaps noticing if there are any sensations that show up in your body, perhaps in your neck area, your shoulders, or perhaps in another place. So maybe doing this for 4 breaths or 4 counts. And if you'd like to focus on the neck area, you're welcome to for perhaps 4. Maybe 3 more. Perhaps 2 more. And if you'd like, maybe 1 more. Another way to move could be shoulder circles. It could be circling backwards, together, or one at a time, independent of one another. It could be at any speed. How you move is your choice. So you might engage in continuous movement, or if you'd like, you can also pause and be still in one place. However you choose to move or pause, maybe doing this for 4 counts or for 4 breaths. Maybe 2 more. And maybe 1 more if you'd like. Next, I'll offer a spine stretch. If you are seated, this could look like a C curve shape and movement of the spine as you perhaps lift your chin and your spine makes a C shape, and then doing the reverse if you perhaps bring your chin in and round your back. You can also be on your hands and knees in a tabletop shape, as I'm showing you here. And you might begin by applying pressure into your hands and your feet if you're in that tabletop shape, setting the foundation, setting up. And there's many ways that you can move, all optional. Movement can be small, perhaps only focusing on the top part of the upper body, or you can move your full body. Perhaps just noticing any places where there are sensations, if you feel this feels beneficial, or if any other sensations arise. You're never stuck. If you are on your hands and knees and you realize that it's not working, it's not comfortable, you are welcome to change and adjust to something that your body would prefer, perhaps lying down or seated or standing. All are options. So maybe doing this for the count of 4 or 4 breaths. Maybe 4 per side. Maybe 3 more. Perhaps 2 more. And if you'd like, maybe 1 more. If you want, you're welcome to take the shape of child's shape. This can be on your knees. Your knees can be close to one another. They can also be apart from each other. You might bring the bottom half of your body towards your heels with your arms out. So I'll do a little bit of a rest, and then I'll also have or offer the shape of walking your arms from left to right to stretch different parts of your arm and down the side body. And I'll offer those on both sides. If you'd prefer, you can lie on your back, or you can do this seated, raising an arm over and to the side to stretch out the side body. There are many different ways that you can engage in movement, and you're welcome to explore, try one, see what perhaps it feels like. Does it feel supportive? Does it feel like what you want to do? And it really just depends on what you want. And maybe doing this for 4 in the middle and then 4 per side as we do a side stretch form. It might feel a bit long because altogether that's 12 counts or 12 breaths. If you do notice that your thoughts start to show up, just noticing patterns of thoughts that might arise, you might just notice them. Just taking note, it's just for yourself or later to know. If you want, you can draw yourself back to your body or back to your breath or back to your intention if you'd like. Now I'll offer this for 12 counts or 12 breaths. Maybe 11 more. Perhaps 10. Maybe 9. Maybe 8 more. Maybe 5 more. Perhaps 4. Maybe 3 more. And maybe 2. And if you'd like, maybe 1 more. So this week's practice, I've been focusing on balancing in different ways. So today's balance might look like having your arm and leg moving in opposites from one another in stretches, perhaps in this way, perhaps reaching the arm and the leg out, opposite arm and leg. And you might begin with only moving your leg or only moving an arm. Just seeing how that feels to have 3 limbs supporting you. If you were to lift one. And then if you'd like, you can add the other limb, the leg or the arm. And as well, if you want, you can stay connected to the floor as you move your leg or arm. Your leg can go out with your toes on the ground, as I'm showing here. Perhaps just noticing what it feels like in your body, any sensations. You might notice thoughts that show up, or maybe you notice your breath. It might change with effort, the breath, or with speed. You might feel it change in some way. Perhaps doing this 4 per side. I'm thinking I'll probably take a few breaths and then begin counting 4 per side. And so you might just start with practicing on one or the other side. But I will eventually offer a count of 4 per side. Okay, so maybe for 4. Maybe 3 more. Perhaps 2 more. And if you like, maybe 1 more. You're welcome if you'd like to turn over onto your back body, perhaps supporting yourself in this way with your arms, or you can be fully lying down on your back. If you want to perhaps step your feet apart from one another and do the windshield wiper shape, you can do that back and forth, your knees going from right to left. You can also turn your neck in the opposite direction that your knees are guiding towards the floor. Your arms can be out in a T shape to the side, or perhaps they're up above your head or resting on your body, any place of your choosing. Perhaps noticing sensations you might feel on the top part of the leg. When you go in one direction, the leg that's on top, you might feel sensation in that leg. You might also notice if you're hugging in the muscles of the back of your leg or of the lower body. You might hug those in, they might provide support. So perhaps doing this for 4 counts or 4 breaths per side. Maybe for 4. Perhaps 3 more. Maybe 2 more. And if you'd like, 1 more. If there are any last movements or shapes you'd like to do, now I will offer that. Something that we haven't done, you're welcome to do so. I can offer the number 4 stretch, but feel free to choose a shape or movement that would be of benefit to you. You can choose your own shape if you'd like. Perhaps I'll offer the number 4 shape, 4 counts or 4 breaths per side. Perhaps noticing any sensations on the outside of the leg. You might notice if there are sensations arising in other places, or there might not be any sensations. All is welcome here. It's your experience. Your experience is valuable. There's no need to label any of it as good or bad. It's all important because it is yours. So perhaps 4 per side. Maybe 3 more. Perhaps 2 more. And if you'd like, 1 more. And maybe on the other side, 4. Perhaps 3 more. Possibly 2 more. And if you'd like, maybe 1 more. All right, the last 3 minutes are for rest. At 4:44, we can come back together and close out the practice. You are welcome to take one last moment with your intention. Thank you so much for your continued support of this program, for your time, for your trust, and the opportunity to practice together. I appreciate you all. I hope to see you again. Bye. Thank you.